Hello, I'm Antonio Mora. This is the newsandnews.com Day in Brief on Wednesday, March 6th at about 7 p.m. President Trump's longtime personal attorney, Michael Cohen, just finished testifying behind closed doors to the House Intelligence Committee. Cohen said the committee was happy and satisfied and that he would continue to cooperate. Committee Chairman Adam Schiff, a Democrat, said that Cohen's cooperation is appreciated and that it had been a productive day. Cohen's appearance follows a New York Times report that Trump kept signing hundreds of thousands of dollars in checks to his fixer throughout his first year in the White House. 4 hearings on immigration were held simultaneously on Capitol Hill today, 3 in Congress and 1 in the Senate. The main event involved Homeland Security Chief Kirstjen Nielsen, who faced tough questions in her first grilling by the newly Democratic Congress. Democrats attacked her repeatedly for the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy that led to the separations of thousands of migrant families. Nielsen and Republicans stressed what they described as an emergency on the Mexican border, following a Border Patrol report that it has seen a 300% spike in family apprehensions, calling it a humanitarian crisis. In the past 5 months, Border Patrol officers have apprehended about 268,000 migrants who entered the U.S. without legal authorization. 76,000 of them entered in February alone. One GOP congressman compared that to World War II's D-Day invasion, saying we're seeing a similarly sized invasion every month. CNN is reporting that President Trump pressured his then Chief of Staff John Kelly and former White House counsel Don McGahn to grant Ivanka Trump her security clearance against their recommendation. This follows reports that he did the same thing for Ivanka's husband, Jared Kushner. Trump's efforts to grant the clearances are said to have rankled top West Wing officials. Trump has the authority to approve the clearances, but he has denied involvement. Ivanka has also said her father was not involved. The new White House counsel has rejected congressional requests for documents on the process for granting security clearances, saying the demands were, quote, unprecedented and extraordinarily intrusive. Dissent among Democrats has forced the indefinite postponement of a vote on a resolution to condemn anti-Semitism. The resolution was seen as a rebuke to freshman Congresswoman Ilhan Omar's anti-Semitic tweets. It's sad enough that in the 21st century, almost 75 years after the end of the Holocaust, we would need Congress to formally condemn what every American should reject. But the fact that now they can't even agree on that is even worse. Trump jumped on the opportunity to attack Democrats, tweeting, quote, anti-Semitism has fueled atrocities throughout history, and it's inconceivable they will not act to condemn it. Democrats are apparently rewriting the resolution to reject all forms of prejudice, including anti-Muslim bigotry. Trusting the North Koreans has been a bad bet for U.S. presidents. Now, satellite images reportedly show that the Kim regime has begun rebuilding a facility used to test long-range missiles. The work apparently began around the time that Trump and Kim were meeting in Vietnam. Of course, this could be a negotiating tactic, but it raises questions about the future of the nuclear negotiations. Also today, reports indicate that the summit was floundering even before Trump got to Hanoi. North Korea's vice chairman apparently snubbed Secretary of State Pompeo, refusing to meet with him. Private companies added 183,000 jobs in February, about what was expected. But the really good economic news is that January numbers were adjusted upward pretty dramatically, from 213,000 to 300,000. Still, most experts believe the economy is slowing and that the February decline indicates that job growth is also throttling back. Another indicator of a slowing economy is that mortgage applications dipped last week by 2.5% as interest rates went up slightly. Trump believes that trade deficits are, by definition, bad for the economy. He has made fixing trade unfairness to the U.S. a centerpiece of his presidency, launching a trade war with China and trying to obtain better trade treatment from allies. Despite that, the trade deficit in goods soared last year to the largest level ever. The silver lining is that the gap was in part the result of last year's strong economic growth that spurred higher spending on imports by American consumers and businesses. In our alternate universes segment, the great divide between conservative and liberal media was plainly obvious today. Conservative media was all over the immigration story, focusing on the jump in border apprehensions. The right also gave prominence to Omar's anti-Semitic comments and the congressional reaction, or lack of a reaction. Liberal media paid limited attention to both, preferring to highlight stories seen as negative to Trump, including the Cohen testimony and the security clearance controversy. Superstar R&B singer R. Kelly was taken into custody again today after a hearing where he was charged with failing to pay $161,000 in back child support. He was already out on bail in a criminal case that accuses him of sexually abusing 4 women, 3 of whom were underage. This comes on the same day when an interview with Kelly aired on CBS, during which the singer started screaming and crying as he proclaimed his innocence. Longtime Jeopardy host Alex Trebek revealed this afternoon that he is battling stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Trebek says he intends to keep working, finish the season, and beat the cancer. The 78-year-old will reportedly begin chemo immediately. The FDA has approved a nasal spray that is the first major depression treatment to reach the U.S. market in decades. It is a new option for patients who have not responded to existing therapies. It is related to ketamine, which is used illegally as a club drug. The one-of-a-kind Bugatti called La Voiture Noire, which translates as the black car, sold for almost $19 million once all taxes and fees were added in. That is believed to be the highest price ever paid for a car. It's an awful lot of money for a car you wouldn't take to your local mall. The unnamed buyer, reportedly a Bugatti enthusiast, is said to be fascinated by the car. So if you earn the median American household income and are equally fascinated and would like to buy one, well, it would take you 315 years, assuming you don't eat, pay for a home, or pay taxes. We have all those stories and much more updated around the clock 7 days a week on newsandnews.com, where you will find all you need to know in one place. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the right of your screen just below this video. Please follow us on Facebook at Real News and News, and follow me on Twitter at AMoraTV. Have a great evening. I will see you again tomorrow.